What is up, Kaiju Seekers? Welcome to an Anything Can Happen Kaijunaut Variety Hour. Hopefully, things don't go too poorly on this one. This is mostly just a test stream, just to see if this new location for me works. I'm not exactly a home away from home, but I'm in a spot where maybe my connection might not be too strong. So I'm just gonna do a bit of a test stream just to see how what it does. I'll see if anyone might want to hop on, but outside of that, it's mostly just going to be a chill little stream where um, I'll see if there's something I can do. It's just for a topic of the night, but it is mostly just to check out and see what's been going on. Hello, Minecraft world. Yeah, I know you said you were gonna be watching Pacific Rim over on the Zim's Discord, but thanks for stopping by. But again, yeah, this is just like a chill stream. I'm just gonna. Yeah, I did want to do like a little tier list thing, or basically, I'm just gonna be doing a little tier list. Trying to figure out which one I want to do. I have one lined up, but just trying to think of anything else. And then maybe we'll talk about if anyone wants to talk about any of the recent topics of discussion relating to Godzilla, Monsterverse, or anything like that. Because I think there's been some stuff that's been happening over the last month in August. And then we have September rolling up now. And it is my birthday month. So my birthday's going to be happening in a few days. So there's that thing that's going to be happening right now with me. So, yeah, welcome to today's stream. I am Black Rudy. Welcome. I mean, heck, if you want to join, I will probably share the stream, or if you just want to stick around in the chat there. But of course, you're welcome to come on at any time. Hopefully, my connection won't give out, if anything. And then I know there is the upcoming Zimzilla 99 stream. I know there's been talk about like it's probably going to be a long one, and there's probably going to be a lot of things that's going to be happening there. I know one is the quote unquote intervention, or my intervention. That's going to be happening there, which again I'm more than happy to do. I just hope we can align the time right, because right now I'm looking at it. Zim has it scheduled for 2 a.m. for me. That's when it's for me, which I'm not opposed to, but I'm probably going to be very, very sleepy that day if I come in out of the stream there. But more than happy to join at the best convenience for anyone there. And so let me see. I'll probably share. Oh wait, I just gotta go Discord. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, let me know what's been going on in your life, or anyone's who might be in the chat. Let me know what's been going on. What's this? Let me know what's been going on in your lives. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Actually, also let me know how either how I sound and or how the stream is looking or anything like that. Because again, this is mostly just like a test drive for a new home base that I'm right now. They usually just perform out of my room or stream out of my room. And now I'm trying something new, but it's away from my usual setup where my internet connection, even then, my internet connection in my room is spotty. Mostly, I guess it just depends on the number of guests and like the software I use to either what was it? Um, Mirror my tablet so that I can do the drawcast. But yeah, let me know again how this is all looking. Let's see. Also, boom, show the comments. But I'll be listening to see if you've learned anything from my last streams. I've done research into argumentation, logical fallacies, and some philosophy. Huh. Yeah, I have done so far a bit of thinking on that. I haven't done any hard research or taken out any notes, but I just have pondered on and it's happened. Although I guess like because the best thing for me would probably be if you want like narrow down um, like just a handful of like main things you'd want me to tackle or to reevaluate, um, or else I'd probably just have to go off scratch, which might be difficult for me. But if you can just like give me like a bullet point list of things you want me to go over, and I'll reevaluate them. Let's see. All right, so I do have the invite on Discord if anyone wants to join. Uh, let's see here, and then I will. So just to kill some time here and see how things go. Uh-oh. Is it lagging? I don't know. Sure. Yeah, if you don't want spoiling, that's fine. I do have, let's see. Let's see if that looks good there. But I do have like a little tier list thing I want to do. So, but yeah, I have basically just Godzilla designs here. Just to kill time, I'm just going to have it on here in the background. And then probably just have this open on the side. But yeah, we're gonna be starting off. Let's see, all the Godzillas, most of them, anyways, from different generations. But let's see. So we have the original fourth, so on, and it ends at Godzilla Evolved. Uh-oh, the dog's gonna be howling in the background. Let me just pull up my video on another screen. And then it should be. There you go. All right, so basically, I'm just gonna use the S through F tiers, but let's see. First Godzilla design. So it's the classic original, the very first one, and honestly, let's see. Thinking back, it works really well for the film, obviously. I think it encompasses like just like everything that should go into a Godzilla design as it was the original. And then in terms of just like it's hard. So I want to do I want to just list off my favorites so far, but For this one, let's just put in A to be safe. And maybe I'll switch around what I've got going on here, but and then let's see. And again, if anyone's in chat, let me know how like the stream itself basically looks. Let's see, and then we have the Raids Again suits, which it's hard because for me there are some shots where I think it's really cool, and there are some angles where I think it looks really goofy and weird. I know there's the whole like this one was like the basis for like the man in the suit, for like I think that one iconic image, and then like a ton of different creepypastas, and the whole just like the I don't know AREs or things like that. But I personally never really felt too strong about it, so I'll put it in maybe C tier. Yeah, because I mean, for the most part, it is what it is. And then King Goji, which is the iteration. Now this one has become is a top 5. I want to say it's really just one of my favorites. Growing up, it was always this one, and actually the next one that were the top contenders. But I will probably, I definitely want to put it before the original in terms of the designs. So I'll put in A for now. Because this is also when it started to change a lot in terms of the image, because these, the 54 and 55 are very similar, even with the small, minute differences. And so this one I really like because it went for it. I know it's been said that it's like more reptilian, dinosaurian, and like amphibious. Like it kind of looks like a frog lizard thing, which I always like. It's a detail of how he does his little clapping of the claws that he does. I've always really liked that work of his, as well as like the sound design for that. I thought was really cool. So it's gonna go in A tier. So for best of what I think the designs are. Get to Mosu Goji, which is 64 design, and then so this one has been really one of my favorites growing up, and like just really one of my favorites. One of my ones I remember watching was Mothra versus Godzilla, and enough. I don't know if I've said this before on any of this, but I remember growing up that essentially I had this weird thought that there was a film called Godzilla versus the dinosaur, and like in my head, I just had this false memory of this film, which was basically just a merging of The Last Dinosaur and then film, and essentially I just created this whole film in my head that's in like my memory that like technically never existed. And there actually is this one video where someone actually made an edit of this film that never was, that I remembered in my head. But it's always been my favorite. It's flip-flopped between this one and Doji, honestly, in terms of like where it is in like my top 5 designs. But I think I put it here at number 2, King Goji, and then before these two here. And so like these two have just always been like in my 5 favorite, and flip-flopping between where and so the next one we have here is for, looks like Godzilla versus or Ebra Horror of the and this one, it's weird. A lot of the show Godzillas either look the same or have small differences, and so when it comes to this one, I'm also kind of like indifferent towards it, because there's like a better version of the suit or this look, so it's kind of hard for me to say. But for now, I'll put it in B. I've tried rewatching the movies times. I feel like I just need to get into the right headspace, because most of my casual viewings involve me of just wanting to watch like some Godzilla films, and this one takes a really long time to get to Godzilla related, which In retrospect, I think is okay, but thing is, like, I realized that some of the Toho films. Uh-oh, I hope they crash in on my end. And so, let's see. I hope I'm still going on. Let's see. Am I still sharing? It says I'm still sharing. Again, I hope I'm not lagging. If anyone's in that, again, let me know. I see how it looks. Like if there's any lagging on screen. I guess I'll be fine. But if there's any, see, stop sharing, and I'll just reload it. But again, anyone let me know if you hear any lag or issues with my audio. All right, so we're back, hopefully. And then let's see. Okay, so next one, it is the Son of Godzilla suit. Now, this movie has always been in, say, top 10, maybe top 5 Godzilla films. I don't know too much about what the reputation of this film is, if it's like, or any consensus on whether or not it's well liked or seen as good. I always thought it was a good movie. I've always liked the movie. It's one of my favorites. And then in terms of the design, it's another thing where I think in fact a lot of people do not like the design, um, because it's admitting it look really weird. And I'm gonna go so far as to say, for me, while it's not like objectively speaking, maybe it's probably not my favorite or not even amongst my favorites, but personally for me, I can't really hate it. The film itself, I guess, carries the design in a lot of ways, and so like for me, it's just all about the subjective, sentimental feelings I have towards the film, and um, uh, for the design. While it's not like really one of my favorites, I can't really seem to find myself to hate it. And for that, I'm probably gonna put it in maybe B tier, because I think this look is better than this, and I feel more about it than I do 455. But yeah, I think that's where I'll put it here. And then here we have Godzilla design. And let's see. This one, I want to say, I think is a really good, because there's this one, and then there's the Ebra one, where they're kind of more similar than different. I want to say, I think this design for Hedorah, the Hedorah movie suit, I think is a really good Pro Godzilla. I think this is like the perfect look for a heroic Godzilla, one that's especially campy, and more of the superhero kind of thing. I've always really thought it looked cool in that way. I think I like it better than the Ebra suit design, or the Godzilla Ebra suit design. So that's gonna be that there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think that it's a good hero design. I think it works really well for that heroic Godzilla side of him. Because I think it's just like it's a really nice look, and it's like one of the more anthropomorphic Godzillas. So there's that going too. I think it works well for the heroic personality, essentially. And then we get to this one is, I want to say, I don't know the exact right, but it's for one of the 70s Godzilla, for the Mecha Godzilla, and I want to say also the Megalon movies. And I don't know if there's a hot take or anything, but I despise this suit, and it is one of my least favorite designs out there. I just think it looks so weird. And honestly, I've always found it kind of creepy and off in a bad way. Something about the eyes, do not like. I don't like the face, how the shaped, and I don't know. I've just never really liked this design. So this design here is gonna go in here because I do not. I almost want to say I probably hate it. I'll say it. I hate it just to be unhinged. And then here we are with the Hanna-Barbera Godzilla. Now this one is actually also a childhood favorite of mine. I watched this along the Godzilla the series, um, and I want to say some portions of the fans that probably don't like it a lot. Personally, like I said, I really love this design. It has a lot of sentimental value to me because I grew up with it. In terms of the other designs, though, putting it up there, hard to say really because it's just like maybe I shouldn't really compare it to the other one since it's an anime one. It's not going C tier. Maybe here I want to say like right in between them. It's hard to compare because like I have to really think of it as like on its own as like an animated thing. How it looks, like it looks really cool. I actually wish I had a figure of this. There's not too many figures on the Barbera design. I know there's like one from like a few from Mondo, and then I think there's some from like I want to say maybe Miss Figures, but I think this is where I would put it since I do have a lot of sentimental value, and I think it's a pretty good design as well, especially for like an Americanized Godzilla too. I actually would wonder what Zim would say since I know Zim has like, especially with the upcoming one here, as well as with down the line 94, or like the 94 San Winston one. Oh, he has. I don't want to put words. I think he has like a certain philosophy that he has with like the American Godzilla. So the one I know like what he thinks all three of them here coming up. But here we have the. I want to say, who was it? Was it Kevin something? I forget. I think this no. Was it Steve Miller? I want to say, sorry, but anyone in chat correct me. It was the same guy who did the Friday 13th 2, I believe, but he was tasked with doing like one of the original, or I think maybe even the original American Godzilla movie when they were first doing the pitches. And this specific one here is of the I don't even know what material it's made of. I think it was like a foam puppet of some kind. But like several different designs which were represented here, but can't. I think there was also going to be like stop motion applied to it, since that was like I think one of the main techniques of the time, or like one of the techniques of the time. But look at the puppet. I love puppet. I think it's a cool design. I really dig it. I probably for that reason like it a little more than Barbara one. Um, it's hard to say because you only have like the puppet and some of the concept art, which does look really cool. And so it's hard to judge it just based off the image. If I keep in mind all of the concept art I've seen and this thing, I do love it a lot. So I'm probably gonna just leave an A tier there. And then here we come to the first of the Heisei series, the 84 design. Godzilla 84, 85. And this one, I have some on and off feelings about it. Sometimes I really like it. Other times I'm like, I'm not sure. I know pointing it out like in on Twitter and places alike, that this design is kind of like an updated version of this design, I believe. And actually, like I wish this is what this guy looked like, but yeah, I do like it a lot. I also have to keep in mind that there is a Cybot Godzilla as well as like the suit, since they did have the suit, and there is some differences with them. So with that in mind, I want to say I kind of do like the look more of the Cybot one. But if I just think about it, I'm gonna put it probably maybe here. I kind of like the Hanna Barbera more than this one. I might have to reevaluate. I'll do like a reevaluation at the end, but I'll leave it here for now since I do kind of like it more than any of these ones on its own. But then we have the second iteration, which was a pretty radical redesign from even this because it does look pretty different. This is the Biolante, I believe. I want to say it's Biolante. But here, think about the suit design. I kind of like it as much. Specifically, I don't like how plates look on it all too much, or how they're arranged. And then I don't know, because there's lots of things I like about it, as well as like just the Heisei look. But let's see, should I put it here for now? Because I think I like Heisei look in general, but it's nothing I'm crazy about. And then we have, what was the next film? Mothra, I want to say. Let me look up because I forget like which films came out in order. To the Alright, so it's Biolante, and yeah, so that's the King Ghidorah suit, and so essentially just a better version of what came before it, maybe in my mind. So only better. I'll put it probably here. But then we get to what is actually my favorite design of all the Heisei movies, which is the 1993 Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 suits. And I want to say, I don't know if it's like either maybe the movie and the suit designs are pretty like not well liked. I know I saw it recently on a while back, not too long ago. People were like saying how much they don't like the design for 93, and it's like because I feel like there isn't too much of a consensus. But I saw like recently that there's a lot I don't want negativity, I should say, around this one, but it is one of my personal favorites. And let's see, I want to put it maybe. I'll put it here, friend. Maybe I'll do a little bit of a read later down the line, and then we get to some more of them. This is gonna be which one was this one? Space Godzilla suit, which I guess it's just a little bit different, but I probably have to rewatch it and see how I feel. But I don't know. I'll put it here. Destroy I don't really care too much for, honestly. Maybe I'll put it here. Since from this film and onwards in the Heisei, I think the suits look really cool, but I don't care too much for the two films. And then we get something super interesting, which is the Godzilla design, the classic Godzilla, which is honestly, like, as far as iteration, it one of my favorite designs for the Godzilla line. Which shout out to Monster Island Buddies who did Godzilla videos. Those are really fun to watch and learn about. And I think that Godzilla line is cool. So I'm gonna put him in A tier. Um, Maybe I put him behind the Barbera, but like because you have to compare animated stuff to the live action stuff, and then also you have like the different medium stuff, which like goes for something different, but I think also goes for it well. Like I think this is like one of the perfect and iconic chibi Godzilla designs out there. So it's tough to say and it's tough to compare. So partially, like everything from onwards in the A tier are like I think top notch designs in their field and just overall what they acknowledge. And then hopefully things are going good. Let's see. Now we have the 94 design. And then this one I know you have a lot of people who say they wish this was the design they went with um, and stuff and how perfect it is. But I think I don't really I like the Ricardo Delgado, who was one of the concept artists behind the like Stan Winston, John the Bomb Godzillas. I think his design looks cooler. Like I like the concept art design of Godzilla more than I do the Stan Winston maquette. Um, and whether it be just because it's concept art and so there's a more looseness with how the design was, as well as just the fact that it's like an art piece rather than like a maquette that's supposed to represent what it's actually supposed to look on screen. But just looking at like even the face here, one thing I've never liked is how the mouth and the kind of just look like a duck. I've never really liked that look for it. So I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm gonna put it like if we're just speaking on the sandwich and design, I'll probably put it B tier. But I think if we had an image of the Ricardo Delgado, it would go up here definitely. And excuse me, A tier. Because I do really love that Ricardo Delgado. I don't know what they call it. I know it's kind of like a riff on the Rhedosaurus name, which was the beast from 20,000 Fathoms. Or just a Delgadosaurus or something is what they call it. But yeah, so that's gonna be that there. Oh, hey, look who it is! It's the guy. Godzilla 1998. Okay, so I'm sure it needs no spelling out that I love the design. It is my all-time favorite, and I guess I'll just go more because to me the 98 design is it's on par. I think design wise with the 1954 design. And I say that because if you look at how the design came together in terms of recontextualizing all the aspects that went into the original, it's a faithful redesign and reinterpretation of what the original Godzilla was. And essentially, as like straight from the mouths of like Emmerich and Totopoulos, it is basically just the modern reinvention of Godzilla, where they just took the same philosophy and design when making the original and just applied it to like a new modern day interpretation. So you have the chimera aspects of like using different mythological and scientific elements like the modern day reconstructions of dinosaurs, um, different use of like reptiles and mammals to do this fusion of this chimeric beast that's also a result of a mutation from nuclear fallout. So that's just I think is really cool. But also I just love the reptilian and draconic look of it. I think it's a cool modern day take on Godzilla and just like a cool retake on Godzilla. And so I'm gonna put it on S tier, of course. And then we get to the son of Godzilla, 1998, which is known as Godzilla Jr. from the 1998 to I believe 2000, either that or 1999. But it was Godzilla the series based on the movie, a sequel to the movie, the only sequel to the movie. Um, and essentially, it's just the same design, just in animated form, with a bit of a different visual style. Of I think that objectively speaking, and I would agree that like this is like the best version of what the '98 wanted to be, because I think it both better adapts and understands what like Godzilla like is as a character in terms of his iconic traits and not so much characteristics, because I'll die on the hill that personality wise they're no different, 98 and Junior here, but uh, there's a lot of stuff that like if this was the version 98 had in the movie, I think people would they could still say all they want about the movie, but in terms of keeping Godzilla um, or in terms of readapting him as a character and still having it be faithful, like there would be no it's Godzilla in name only, like that aspect of the film wouldn't exist, and it would just be like I think honestly it would just be like viewed as just like because I think like having had a lot of discussion on the film, there are definitely a lot of flaws in it, to where it could definitely use a better script, more time to cook, and things like that. Lots of different flaws with the character writing that I think hold it back from being like a really just great standalone film. But I think it would have just been viewed as another one of the Godzilla films that I don't know if there's really like another example of something like this where it's just like it's another adaptation that while it does get the character right in a lot of ways and add a lot of new things, the film itself is just doesn't really hold up to the standards. Um, but again, I just preface that like the whole Godzilla a name only thing would not be prevalent at all, because I think the anime series had the best version of what this character should have, would have, and could have been. Um, but like personally, I think in terms of just the looks, I want to say it is probably my second favorite. Or they're the same thing, one and the same. Let's see, but yeah, so there's that whole spiel, and then we get to the next film, Godzilla 2000. And I guess they're lumping in Godzilla versus Megaguirus' design, and so I think I remember on it was Minecraft World's discussion video on it, the stream. Shout out to him again, where basically for the longest time, I did see this as the Godzilla. Um, I think just like in terms of, because for me, the Godzilla is always going to be the '98 one. But I think that for the objective, general, or at least my perceived objective consensus was like this was the Godzilla for the longest time. And I think that like it's just one of the coolest designs out there. And it was for the longest times, I think even still is like one of my top favorites. And so for that, I think let's just go up here. I want to say it's tough because should I put it in? I don't know if I should just reserve S tier, but even if I just put it in A tier, it's gonna be tough to because like I think the classic looks of my favorites are there because I think they have that classic charm to them, whereas this has a charm of being that new, um, just that new look that pulls it off really well. I'm gonna put it here on top of A tier for now, and then I'll do a whole reevaluation of it at the end. But yeah, we'll save that for later. But Now we are at the GMK Godzilla. Now this one again is one like probably one of my like another one of my favorites. Maybe not my favorites, but another one that I really like. And so for this one, I think it does a lot of cool things. Like the whole look is cool. I like the details of the pupils, the fangs. I also like how it. I don't know if this is hot take, but I prefer my Godzillas without ears. Um, I do like the ears for the Godzillas that have them because I think they fit really well. But for me, it's whenever I design something really, I probably will either go for earless or just downplay the ears a little bit at most because, well, I think it can look cool, and it is cool. I prefer my Godzillas without ears, so I think that's really cool for GMK Godzilla. So that one's gonna go. Um, Let me think. Probably maybe here. No, not there. Maybe here. I'll put you there. And now we get to this is one that like technically is like the Godzilla of my because this was year 2000 where I was born. So we have the Kiryu Goji duology design, and it's also weird because I know there was the recent figure reveals, and I guess people really don't like how like most figures tend to represent this Godzilla design. So, like for me, I think ignoring the face, which I'll get to that, I think the whole body is really cool, but I do not like how the snout is droopy on this one. Like there's this curve here that droops down. Like I wish it was more like the 2000 designs that doesn't really have that. Because if you take out the neck and head, it's essentially Godzilla 2000, but with like the white spikes and stuff. Mm, but again, I'll probably put it here. This one really in A tier. I just don't like the droopy snout. And honestly, Final Wars, I'll probably put it. Mm, Maybe B tier. I don't know how I feel about these placements. But Final Wars has things I really like, but then I think it suffers the same thing of like the head can look cool a lot of the times, but there's sometimes when I'm like, eh, I'm not sure I really like that design honestly too much. So I'm gonna leave it there, and when reevaluation comes, I'll see. But now we're getting to something interesting, which is the Yamazaki design, or like the first design from Always Something Sunset Street. I forget what it's called exactly, but this was first. This is like a cameo Godzilla that appeared in one of Yamazaki's films, and I think it's pretty cool. There's not much done with it other than that one cameo, but I don't know. I'll probably put it here, maybe. Um, I'll probably come back and talk more about this one later down the line. But now we finally get to the first MonsterVerse Godzilla design. And yeah, I really like this one. I think it's really cool. Definitely amongst one of my favorites. It definitely pulls off the whole realistic Godzilla look. And so for that, I'm going to put it definitely in A tier. But then there's a whole nother dilemma of how much do I like it compared to my favorites. Maybe a little more than GMK. Hmm. Definitely an A tier, but we'll have to come back. Guys, taping. Anyone chat? Let me know what you guys think. Also, let me know how the stream's going so far. If it's like running properly or anything like that. But yeah, so we're here at. Honestly, and there's not enough there to hate or like. It's basically just the first form of Shin Godzilla's tail. And then we have, I forget which Kun this is, but we have like the second form, which I actually really like the second form. So, know. I might put this on B tier, maybe in a league of its own, because again, it's just like one of the forms. But I also really like the form a lot, so we'll hold it in B tier, maybe in a category of its own. Oh, hey Eli, welcome to the stream. Good to have you. If you're there in the chat, yeah, Godzilla 14. Yeah, it's one of my favorites as well. Um, in regards to like the MonsterVerse, okay, Shinagawa-kun. If it's this one, yeah, I do like Shinagawa-kun a lot. But as I was saying, like I kind of feel I'm putting it at B tier for now, and it's hard because it is the first form, like I said, and I feel like I would put it in a category of its own. I kind of feel the same way about like the animated ones because I have to put them in like a league of their own, kind of, because like it's just hard for me to compare them to everything else when I love them like probably just as much, but for like different reasons, as well as like keeping in mind the context of them being in different mediums. Um, this is like a whole different thing though, because like it's just a form, and I actually really like this one. This is one Kamata-kun. Um, I forget. I know one of them, but yeah, I actually have like little minifigures of this guy because I really like that for the second form. The third form, I'll probably put. I don't know. I like it probably just as much. And then there's the Shin Godzilla, which growing up when it first came out, I absolutely loved this design, and I still do in many ways. But hard to say. I'll definitely put it in A tier for now. Maybe here. Um, I don't know. It's hard. When it comes to the reevaluation of things, and when I look back on it, I'll see if I can move it up anywhere. But I do like it a lot. I think it's really cool. Uh, it's okay. So one thing is like I feel like there's a weird shift on the design, as well as a shift on the movie as a whole. Um, I think it's for some weird reasons that might be fair subjectively, but objectively, I don't think there's too much wrong with this film. Because like I think there's reasons to not like it, but I don't think there's too much of an objective, um, or there's like no really any that many low qualities that this film has that would hamper it from being recognized as an objectively good film at the very least. Now you have these things. I don't know. I'm a different. I'm putting in C because like I don't know how to feel. There's like I know there's the whole rumors of like the Shin Godzilla 2, which probably will involve these guys somehow. On their own, I think they might be pretty neat monsters, but they don't have anything done with them. So I'm just leaving C tier. I am indifferent. It's still more than the tail thing, but yeah. And now we get to I want to say Godzilla Phileas. And then these guys, there's lots of things I like, but it's essentially more or less legendary Godzilla, but with like a plant motif. So for these guys, I'm probably gonna put it in B tier. Probably about, maybe a little more than these guys. Yeah, not too much to say with them because like the anime trilogy has a lot of things I like. I have to do like a full rewatch of the trilogy to get like a full understanding because there are lots of things I liked. Some things that I don't think I like too much looking back. In terms of the designs, it's kind of the same way, where I think there's some cool ideas and definitely some stuff that I really liked. But overall, there's just some nice designs, I think. Hard to say. And then here we go. We get what do they call this one? This is just like the excuse me. This is the King of the Monsters design, which I also really like. I'm not sure how I feel about it in terms of like MonsterVerse designs, because here's this one. It's definitely A tier. I do love it a lot. And then Thermonuclear Godzilla or Burning Godzilla. I don't know. Oh, what happened? No, get back there. You go here. But yeah, so Burning Godzilla, these guys, it's hard to say because again, I don't really like one over the other. Um, so yeah, it's hard there. But here we have Chibi Godzilla. Now this guy, I'm probably gonna put right, oh, maybe right there because I think I have a toy of him, and I think the toy looks pretty cool. But I don't know. I'm not too big on Chibi Godzilla, which I think is the official name for this guy. So I'm just gonna have to wait and see what's up with that. But yeah, there's that, and then we have Snow Godzilla, which is essentially the gemstone Godzilla here. But I'm gonna put it, I guess, in A tier, maybe next to maybe here, and then we have these guys, which are weird. Like I'm gonna put them in C tier. They're all going in C tier. The only reason is just I don't really care for them as much. Because here's the thing: if like I think if like if Godzilla Aquatalus, which I believe is the name here, was just Titanosaurus, I think it would be a really cool Titanosaurus design. Like if you just take away the dorsal plates, like it makes an awesome Godzilla design or Titanosaurus design. And then if you get to Varan or like Godzilla Amphibious or something, I think it could be a cool one and Varan design if you like maybe tweak some things. And then we have the Godzilla. What even is this thing I call him? Terrestrius, I think it was. Like if you take away all the Godzilla things, you can make for a pretty cool Gorosaurus design. Yeah, definitely. The Godzilla. I was gonna say, I think Godzilla is like the perfect chibification of Godzilla. This guy's okay. I can definitely see what they were doing, like, but it's just weird. It looks more like a teddy bear than it does a Godzilla. Because I mean, there's the ears which Godzilla has, like this weird bear snout thing, the little bumps or the grooves or the scoots on his head, which you can see on any Godzilla, but like this looks weird here how they did it. Like if they at least redid the head. But yeah, Godzilla is definitely the better one. And then here we have Godzilla Singular Point. I forget if there's like another name for it. But Singular Point, Singular Point, Singular Point. I want to say there are maybe top of C. I'll put you at top of C. There's lots of stuff I like about it, but depending on what design I'm looking at, I can feel one way or the other. I do not like the CGI model too much. I like I know these are like illustrated. I like the illustrated one more in a few different ways, but it's not too big. Yeah, Ultima. Oh yeah, Godzilla Ultima. Which yeah, thank you there. But it's the top of C tier, so there's that. And this was like one of my newer favorite ones. I really like the Gemstone Godzilla, which like is like alluded to being Godzilla Jr. from the Heisei series. So maybe there, maybe again reevaluation. But it did turn out to be. I'm so sad. I had to sell my figure of him, so I hope I can get my hands on a new one soon. Um, but I did have a figure of him when it came out. I was so excited. I like jumped on the Bai. Shout out to Bai. That's a pretty cool site. That's where I get most of like my imports for any new figures. Because here in the States they like up the prices a lot. And I'm sure because of tariffs, they're gonna be pretty whack or are pretty whack now. Okay, now we are at Godzilla -1. I don't know what they call it. Minus Goji. This one's weird. And maybe I can bring it back to the always design that Yamazaki also designed. I am gonna put this guy in. Maybe I put him top of C tier or low B tier. Because for one thing, I do not like the Godzilla the Ride design. I do not like that design. um, proportion wise and looks wise. And to me, minus Goji is just a better version of that design that I think does some cool stuff, but like it's brought down by the fact that it's just a better version of the ride design. So I'll see how I feel when I come back to it. Because we are at the last one of the tier list, which is Godzilla Evolved, and now this one, I know there's some controversies on it. People say, "Oh, it's just to sell toys," but the cool toys were cool. I didn't really like a lot of the Playmates toys that came out with it. In terms of affordable figures, there wasn't too much done, but I think the higher one is probably also one of my favorites. So I'm gonna put it above these guys. Maybe I'll come back down to like the top of A tier, but I do really love the Godzilla Evolved design. I think it's really cool, sleek. I love it for a lot of the same reasons actually as 98 in terms of like how it's executed. But all right, so here we have the first look at my tier list. Let me know. Let me know what anyone here below thinks. We're gonna go through the evaluations, as I said. Um, and also for anyone here, let me know how the stream is looking. Let me know if either the screen of the tier list itself is either lagging between scrollings, or let me know if my voice is coming out okay. Like right now, I'm probably gonna need to get something to drink because I haven't had a real drink in a while. But yeah, let me know how sound is coming out for the audio. All right. Excuse me. So, looking at the whole list, is there anything I would want to change? So, obviously, you have my three favorites, which are the basically the 298 designs, and then we have Godzilla Evolved, which I want to say I just really like it. And I think it's like it's probably still is definitely my favorite of the Monsterverse designs, even though. Um, okay, cool, thanks. Not too bad a lag. Yeah, I know the stream might be a little buggy in terms of just like how the screen looks, which isn't too bad. I say I expected that much. Um, but if I'm not cutting out myself too badly, then cool. But yeah, like I was saying, like I think those guys might say the same. And then, like I was saying before, between some of the because there's like weird clash between the classic, like my favorite classic looks and my favorite like newer to modernish looks. Like it's hard to say because like maybe if I want to call my top 10, my top 10 would be Godzilla 98, and then you can just use the both of them there. Godzilla Evolved 2000, Gemstone, King Goji. So that's like 4, right? 5, mostly Goji, and then 93 Goji, and then like if I had to pick like out of everything in the tier list, it'd probably be next would be Godzilla, then next would be like if I exclude any of the other MonsterVerse, it's probably maybe GMK, and then I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what would be my 10th. Like my 10th would probably be just like another version of a different design that I liked. Like I added Godzilla in there just to like pad out some of the top 10, but I don't know. I don't know if I do too much because like I don't know. Like I'd say for definitely the top 5 or I don't know, like the top like 5 to like the top 10 of A tier, like I think are kind of interchangeable in terms of like how I feel about it. The lower ones, like I think how they are listed are pretty accurate to how I feel, and then like the rest of it I think is pretty accurate as well because I just yeah, that's just how it be. So again, let me know what you guys think of this list here because it's pretty fun. Let's see. I'll stop sharing for now. Just come back in the studio. Um, but yeah, there you go. That was my Godzilla tier list. And then let's see. What else can we talk about? Oh, did I stop sharing? There you go. All right. So now it's back to just me. Yeah, there you go. 98 for the win because, of course, it's my favorite. Actually, I've been getting this new setup I mentioned since this is like a test stream to see how good my connection is. Um, I kind of moved some of my 98 collection to a new spot. Um, I might have to break it up a little in my new setup here. As I did post on my 98 page how I set up my. I finally hung up my Taco Bell advertisement poster, which I know you, Eli, said I should get framed up, which was always my original intention because the material it's made out of is like super delicate and like flaky. Like you can probably see on the image that I shared, like it's like already crumpled up and pretty damaged, and it somewhat came that way. But also just because I put off framing it, it kind of just got damaged, like in my possession as well. Right now, I just have it on some command strips, and it's looking pretty well. Like on its own, it looks pretty good. But later down the line, I probably will get to framing it. And then I also put up my props of the Godzilla '98 movie as well. Those are frames. They came with the frame. Sadly, I broke the glass of one of them. Like it's just like a crack down the middle. It's not too noticeable, but I just hope it doesn't really um, damage anything. But it is what it is. I did to myself. Excuse me. But yeah, there we go. And so there's that. And I'll probably do a video showing off like all my new setups and everything. Mostly just my collection tour or something like that. I still gotta do a lot of work on my new base of operations. And more or less it's just like a new setup. I hope if I get to test either having guests on and or either doing the broadcasts or sharing screens, things like that, that I'm able to have a pretty alright connection. I mean, I don't think my connection is too bad right now, but I know I'm probably gonna have to really get a router or something in my new little setup so that I have a better connection to like my main Wi-Fi. But yeah, you have that there. And so for anyone just tuning in, we did just get through my Godzilla ranking in terms of designs. So here's another look at it. Here I have my favorites. Here I have like my bottom tier favorites. Here are ones that I like, but could be better. Pretty indifferent with both C and D. And then we have my least favorite, which is the Mechagodzilla duology and Megalon suit design. Which I do not like that one. I almost hate it to a point. But yeah, there's the main tier list. Bailey boom. There you go. So anyone who saw that, let me know what you guys think of that tier list. If you saw anything there, I'll probably share it again. Boom. Have another look at it. There's my ranking. Let me know if you have any hot takes on my tier list for all Godzilla. Not all Godzilla designs, but most of them, I guess. Because again, anyone that knows me knows that 98 is my favorite, followed by Evolved, and then like the rankings like here are probably interchangeable. Um, and then here is probably accurate. Like I want to say GMK to 54 is how I feel accurately. And then here is pretty accurate as well. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the chat, and let me know if there's any other thoughts you want to hear from me. If you have any questions, because this is sort of just a chill stream for today, chill and chat. Let me know if you got anything going on in your life. If you got any snacks, drinks, you got doing, if you got dinner, breakfast, anything like that. Just let me know. Let's see. Let me know if there's any other Godzilla ranking tiers that you want me to do. I might do a small one and or maybe just do another one right here. Um, just so that there's something to do alongside it. But um, yeah, this isn't. I tell that anything can happen in reference to because I've been on a Big Bang Theory binge watching, and there's the whole anything can happen, something or other. Yeah, so like yeah, so like Stan Winston, where did I put that guy? Oh, he's B tier, bottom of B tier. Yeah, so I don't know if you caught what I was saying earlier, but yeah, I don't like how on the maquette specifically it has that little duck face. Um, and what I do like more if it was here, I would put like the Delgado version, the Ricardo Delgado, the concept art stuff. That one I would put definitely an A tier and probably would have been in my top 10 as well. Since I do like that version of the Stan Winston Godzilla more than I do the maquette. And then also just some of the other images of the concept art, like it just looks cooler, I think, than how the maquette portrayed it. And it's mostly just the face. Like the rest of the body, I like, but the face, it's kind of the same reason I have some of these other guys in B tier because like Final Wars face, I like it sometimes. Other times I'm like, it's all right, but there's just some days where I'm like, I'm not sure I like it too much. And you know what? Actually, I'm gonna move Son of Godzilla a little higher here because sentimentally, I like this a lot. Objectively, even maybe even objectively, I like it more than the faces of whatever's on the below it. But I mean, objectively, I would probably have it lower. Sentimentally, I think it is where it is. Um, but yeah, and then yeah, like I was saying, like Stan Winston, like there's lots of things I like. That's why it's the bottom of B tier. Like the face is probably like my maybe least favorite face in terms of B tier. I'm wondering if I should do a birthday stream. My birthday's coming up, so I'll probably do something around that too. Then again, there is that Zimzilla 99 stream that I believe is happening on the 12th, which I think my intervention is going to take place at. But yeah, so there's that thing coming up, and then so I don't know. I feel like it's mainly because I first brought up the idea as a joke, kind of, because I think I was doing a stream on. I was a Monster Hunter stream. But I think after that, everyone started coming in. And I joked, "Oh, like something intervention for me." And I think Black Arena especially hopped up on that. Um, and I guess just for like a little tidbit of just like what I'm expecting. Like Black Rooney already said, like it's basically just see if I learn anything. Um, done research into argumentations, things like that, logical fallacies. Let's see. Let's see. What's the other unmade Godzilla called again? Oh, sketch freestyle design. That's very dance was better. Um, I mean, if you're talking about either the Steve Miller Godzilla design from like the original pitch, it's the second row of A tier where I have the that design. I don't know if it has a specific name. And then there's also the Delgadosaurus, which is essentially just some of the early concept art for the Stan Winston design, which I like more. Um, it's Ricardo, I think, Ricardo Delgado. He's the one who authored and drew the Age of Reptiles books. Um, and he also did, it was like early design work for Dinosaur Revolution. But yeah, the Steve Miller design, which was the first one. I think also like I probably like the concept art more for that one too. But again, those versions aren't here. But I would probably put them above either of the versions they have on the tier list. So there's that too. And so yeah. Let's see here. So far I just have. It's about to be 9 o'clock where I am. So I'll probably close it out. I'll say a pretty good stream that we had here. Just finishing up on the tier list and chatting with a few of you guys. And then what else is there? I guess mostly just I do have commissions open, so I'll now promote that here. You can go to my uh, coffee page where you can check out my commission work and whatever I offer. I do full body illustrations plus some background, profile icons, some like the ones you see here, as well as other detailed ones. Stay tuned for my upcoming YouTube stuff. I know I've promised that I'm trying to get more of the podcasts going, the live streams and such. Hopefully, I'll be able to schedule that soon, as well as just some more stuff. There's the Godzilla stream, I believe, happening on the 12th. And then for me, oh, hello. Maybe I'll have some more stuff to go on, but welcome everyone. Hoshi,
Hey, what's up?
1. Hello, Hoshi. How are things going?
Nothing much. I just woke up in my place. It's morning, In this week, I've finally gotten back to, train. I went to the gym. I finally got back in judo, and now this is my fourth year in judo, the usual.
Oh, cool. That's nice. I'm hoping to start getting into working out more myself. Um, I want to try to both lose some weight and maybe build some muscle up. Um, so I would try to do that. I also just want to be more fit in general.
Oh, that's neat. Anyway, so where are you drawing today?
I don't think I didn't draw anything today. I don't know if you saw any of what happened before, but I did. Basically, for today's stream, it was kind of like a test stream for my new setup. Um, just to see how well the connection was. And essentially, I did basically a Godzilla design tier list. And like this is my tier list here, if you can see it.
Oh, that's neat.
So I just did that.
So you think Godzilla World is like your personal favorite Godzilla design?
Yeah, one of. I want to say it's up there with 98, but 98, of course, is my favorite. And then these guys, like the first maybe 10 or so, or like the first five are definitely within my top 10. And I was saying before, everything else is kind of accurate to how I feel. Like like starting from GMK and then downward is like where I would put them all in terms of how much I like them. Uh, yeah, any thoughts?
Nah, it's cool, man. I agree with. I understand where you're coming from, considering that since Godzilla '98 is your first movie, or at least your first introduction to Godzilla, it kind of I understand that you have a bit of a nostalgia for it because of what the movie means to you. But in general, I understand why you like the design because of its sleek, almost very xenomorphic-esque feel to it. You know.
Yeah. Something else I've been doing is I've been trying to catch up on the Gachakuda anime, um, and the last episode I left off was when they after they first encountered Jabber.
Ah, sweet.
Yeah, so hopefully I can catch up on it all the way. Um,
Question:
and also,
Are you watching the dub or the sub?
I think I first started watching the sub, and then just to catch up quickly, I think I just went through the dub on like the like 3 episodes of the dub. I want to say, and then I'm probably gonna do the same for like the remaining episodes so far. Um, but my girlfriend is actually, I believe she's all caught up, and she's really into the show and the series. I'm surprised at how much she liked it.
So this might be a bit too much to add, but who's our personal favorite character in Gachikuda?
Hard to say. I know she said she really likes like Rudo, of course. She also really likes Engine. Um, and then yeah, I think like she loves those two characters.
Hmm.
Um, and then she actually said she wants to try and cosplay like um, one of the characters. Um, I suggested she should do Amo, or because I know she's gonna be. I think she's appearing in like the next episode
Yeah,
that's gonna
they said
release.
that she's probably showing up in episode 10 or something like that.
Yeah, did you see? I think I saw you retweet it, like her animated design.
Yep, yep, and I really like it. Even though I really would have liked if they brought Aoyuki to voice her, I still am really a fan of Kana Hanazawa to be her official voice actor for her. Especially since she was the voice of Mitsuri in Demon Slayer, I could see that fit really well.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna see how I feel about some of the voices, both dub and sub. Um, yeah, I think either versions are pretty good. Um, I'm sure some
Hey,
people are probably gonna
hey Vic, is it
prefer
okay
the
if I
sub.
ask you something?
Sure.
I'm going to be leaving in a couple of minutes because I had to make a breakfast, you know.
Yeah, no worries.
But this might be the last thing to ask because considering I did two of your kaijus in my art style, but I was wondering, since if you had the time for it, I was wondering if you would like to draw like my very own original kaiju in your art style if you had the time for it.
Sure. I mean, you can probably just let me know. I probably really do one of them if you'd like. I have no problem taking some time to draw it. Might take me a while, but yeah, just send me which one you would like, and I'll just do a little drawing for you. Same as
I mean, if you want to know, it's the tapier one.
Actually, yeah, I did see that one. Actually, I did really like that one a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That one
going
was
for.
really
I think
cool.
I would really like to know how would you, do interpret it in your art style.
Yeah, actually, that sounds fun. I'll definitely get to work on that as soon as I can, and then show it to you. Let you know.
Um, Hey Vic, so this might be a me thing to ask, but have you ever read the Godzilla Danger Zone?
Uh, I can't say that I have. I don't think I've heard of that one, but I think.
It's the comic I sent you when you were doing, the last drawcast.
Oh yeah, I'll probably have to look back and find it again. If you
If
message it to me,
if you
I
want to
haven't.
know, it's the type I'm going for like that as like my inspiration for my Godzilla universe.
Yeah, yeah. I think I remember the cover art of the comics, and I think
Yeah.
it's definitely fit your vibe.
Okay. Also, this might be a dumb thing to ask, but how would you feel if someday in the future that we're gonna get like an anime adaptation of Godzilla versus Kong versus Justice League?
I think we've talked about before, but I would definitely look forward to seeing it animated, and I would only hope it's a good art style. I think we talked for it in the DMs a little bit, but I think because I just rewatch no I watched the Crisis on Infinite Earths for the three parter for the I don't know what it's called the Man of Tomorrow verse or something.
Is it the
Um,
one with the Anti-Monitor?
yeah, the Anti Monitor. He's in it.
Sweet. Other than that, thank you, Vic, for having me on, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Even though wish I could have been here longer, I had to go because I had to make breakfast. So it's
Yeah,
for
no
paper.
problem, man. You go eat up. Feel free to shell anything before you go because I'm also probably gonna end it because it's actually nighttime for me, so I'm gonna make some dinner. But
Ah,
you
cool.
feel free to shell anything out.
Okay. To any people, follow me on Instagram where I go by Hoshi0001. Follow me on Twitter where I go by AntonioSip54255. Follow me on TikTok where I go by also AntonioSip. Also, you can follow me on Reddit where I go by Fluid Main. And finally, I don't know, follow me on Pixiv, I guess. But other than that, thank you, Vic, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
You too, man. All right, so that was a last minute guess. Hopefully, no one else comes in because I'm about to end the stream. But thank you, everyone who tuned in. Thank you to Eli, Minecraft World, and of course Hoshi, Bakaruni as well. Definitely look forward to the upcoming. I know you said you don't want to spill anything before the debate, but I don't know. I see it more as a discussion or an intervention or whatever you want to say. Because yeah, like I said, my first inclination was like, oh, like maybe an intervention about like my taste in films or my standards and things like that, which I guess it could still be about. But yeah, I mean, I'll try to just well, I'll just use what you said and see if I can use that as a jumping off point to study any of my I don't know what do you call it epistemology and or I don't know my logic, my argumentation, things like that. But I'm gonna be closing out the stream. I did just share the link for my referral link of StreamYard, where you can check out StreamYard and get a $10 discount. If you want to start your own streaming career, I recommend StreamYard. It is a nice place to start out. And again, you get the $10 discount when you sign up through my link. Check it out there. Stay tuned for some more stuff. I'll see if I can get some more drawcasts up and see how they run in my new setup. Thank you everyone again for joining in. I also have commissions open on my coffee page. check that out. Help support me and everyone that I um, help support through that. So thank you, everyone. Kaiju Seekers, over and out. Have a wonderful night, or morning, or afternoon. Peace out.